JJ, we've seen so many games with some kind of formula like this where you make a big run in the second half and then kind of emerge victorious. So what do you think changed down the stretch after you came back and I think took a 4-point lead?
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to go back and watch it. I just off the top of my head, we take the lead to go up 4, and then we come up empty on a number of possessions and felt like it's not they weren't like empty possessions. We were getting good looks. Didn't score, and then we put them on the free throw line for the Kevin Porter play, and then the other I think it was LeBron that fouled. So they ended up getting four points there when off the free throw line when we were quite frankly playing great defense for most of the entire second half. So and then there's a certain process that you follow in those situations, end of game, and the first thing is always you tell the ref, make or miss, I'm gonna call timeout, and Luka fouls out, not to make excuses, Luka fouls out, I got to get a sub in. Then we're discussing, do we want Vando in for rebounding? So we get another sub in, and then I really, there's one shot left, and then it's like we know it's a short timeout. You're all right, 16 seconds, need 2, need 3. Felt like there's enough time to do a need 2, so then it's like, all right, let's run this. Then they miss, and I jump up and I call a timeout. They didn't hear me, which I get. That's like the 3rd time this season that's happened. And again, the process, I skipped a step there. And then once it got down, it was about 6, 7 seconds, 8, maybe 8 tops when it got across half court, and I like kind of what I saw. We won a game in Toronto like that. But coulda, woulda, shoulda. The reality is the one step, didn't follow it of the process. So I'll take the blame on that.
What'd you make of Luka's night? I don't think he's fouled out as a Laker prior to the night, and obviously didn't shoot it as well as we're accustomed to seeing. Just do you think Milwaukee was doing certain things in particular to give him troubles, or what do you make of it?
No, I don't. They played drop, and I thought there was a few drives early that he felt like he got fouled on, and then he missed some free throws, and I think he's been such a dynamic driver and paint toucher for us that those those plays can kind of mess with your mind a little bit. But he's won us so many games, and he's not gonna he's every whatever game it is, you're naturally gonna have not your best stuff, and he's didn't have his best stuff tonight, but I think all those guys, LeBron especially, the group that played most of the fourth quarter, they put us in a position to win the game.
JJ, just kind of what was your vantage point on those 2 defense plays that Giannis made, and just sort of the things that separate him from so many other players in this league?
Yeah, I mean, again, the last play, I said to the team, like we got a good advantage. We created an advantage with the best player, our best player on the floor, and he made a hell of a play to get the back tap, and then the block was, again, we have that, on the scouting report. If you got to have awareness on him, and I liked the take, and he made a hell of a defensive play. We've seen him do it a number of times.
Jake, you guys had come through in so many of these clutch situations this year. Does that make a loss sting any differently, or does it all kind of feel the same when it goes that way?
I think it's more so just because we fought back, and down the stretch, it was a very winnable game, and we had chances, and losing hurts in general, to be honest, for me especially. So it was a tough one.
What did you feel like it was a similar formula for you guys defensively to be able to get back into the game? And what are some of the things you notice about kind of how you guys ratcheted up on that end?
Yeah, it was the same thing kind of with physicality. Early on, first half, they weren't scoring a lot, but I feel like we held them to, I don't know how many first quarter, like 24 in the first, but then the second quarter they scored 37, which is just obviously not winning basketball, and then held them to 25 and 19. So, that second quarter kind of stands out. And we just weren't physical enough with their players. And, they hit tough shots. They put us in rotations a good amount, but we just got to be better.
LeBron did so much for you guys in that fourth, but Giannis made those 2 plays down the stretch. I feel like there are probably only a handful of guys who would have made those plays. What was your vantage point on those plays, and how does that, I guess, make Giannis unique from so many other star players in this league?
Yeah, I mean, he's a force when he's driving downhill. He's tough to stop. So you kind of got to show him just a bunch of bodies and shift to him and box him out. Make sure he's not getting the rebound to be able to get easy putbacks. But yeah, Giannis is obviously a skilled player, and yeah.
Hey, Jake, when you see LeBron out there doing everything for the team, diving for loose balls, is that like kind of inspirational, like just at his age, what he's still able to do?
Of course. I mean, LeBron's LeBron. Like, he's number 1 all-time in points, number 2 in assists, still playing at an elite level at 41. Was huge down the stretch for us tonight and has been, honestly, this entire year. So to continue to see him do that, and then also, making those effort plays for us, it's definitely very cool to see.
Luka, just ask JJ this question, but you guys have had so many games in the clutch where it's kind of followed a certain formula and the defense steps up and then you're able to execute, and it looked like it was going that way. Where did you see things flip down the stretch tonight?
I think we missed a couple good shots, down the stretch. Then I fouled. I had 6 fouls, first time in a long time. So that's on me. Can't foul on the 3-pointer.
Yeah. What did you feel like? It looked like your motioning to the rep. Did you feel like that Kevin Porter Jr. created some of the contact? Did you get too close? What did you see on that play?
Yeah, I don't think he shoots like that. But the referee said it was a foul, so I guess it's a foul.
You guys fell down 12 early, were able to make a push in the second half. Came down to a few plays. Other than you said miss some shots that you guys think you can make. Did you see something like once you guys got the lead that you look back at like that was a kind of inflection point in the game had we executed there?
Probably I could execute better for sure. See my shot didn't go well today. Could have get better shots. So for sure I could execute it better than that.
Luka, you started the game. I think you hit your first 2 threes, couple assists, and then when you got in the paint a couple times, it looked like you thought you were fouled and didn't get those calls. Did you feel like that affected you? And if so, like, how did that affect you kind of as the game went on?
No, it didn't affect me. I think I missed the shots I usually make, those little floaters in the paint. Work on that a lot. Just today, it was a terrible day for me.
Luka, Hayes finished the game tonight and looked like he kind of helped surge that fourth quarter comeback.
Who, sorry?
Jackson Hayes.
Oh, yeah.
What have you liked pairing with him there down the stretch?
I love playing with him. Down the stretch, whenever. I think we have a great chemistry. Obviously that pick and roll. But like I said, last 2 or 3 games ago, that he's improved so much in everything. So really glad that he's on the team.
Brian, can you just walk us through that final offensive possession for you?
For me, I turned the ball over. You can definitely not that point in time. So Giannis did agree to. He made a great play by getting his arms, tipping it from behind, but can't turn the ball over, obviously.
Obviously, you guys have been perfect in clutch situations until tonight. What just kind of felt different down the stretch?
Nothing. Really. We played good ball in the second half. I thought the first half we kind of got out of the road trip out of us. Second half we played more Laker basketball. And listen, you would love to go undefeated in clutch games for a season, but don't get too high, get too low on stats like that. You just play the game, and they made some plays. Big 3 by Turner. by our bench. Obviously, the free throws down the stretch from KP. So we had our chances.
The fact that removing the turnover at the end, you were making plays left and right in the fourth quarter. Is that an example of kind of where you come from after missing the first 14 games and obviously not being able to play the other night too, just in terms of where your wind is at and where kind of how your body's feeling, be able to perform in the fourth like that?
I mean, every day is its own challenge, and I just try to put the work in and try to prepare myself for whatever that day calls for. And, got a lot of rest. I would say sleep. I was able to sleep a lot last night and then get up and get a good workout in before I came here for our shoot around. Mentally prepare myself to go out and play. Like I said, every day will have its own challenges, and I just got to go at them however see may fit.
Kobe pointed out to us that it's been something like 3 years since you played Giannis in the regular season. How do you look forward to that matchup against a guy who's 10 years younger than you?
It's always, at this point in my career, it's always great to go against some of the greats. If it's Giannis, if it's Steph, KD, James, Russ, guys that I've been, either able to go against for a long time or play with, but having those matchups is something that, I think it's just year 13 for Giannis. Is obviously years on me, and like I said, Russ, KD, James Harden, Kawhi, Steph, all of us who came to this thing, a minute ago. So it's always an honor and a pleasure to go against some of the greats.
LeBron, you said that the first half you kind of had to shake the road trip off a little bit. What ways did you feel like it was kind of holding you guys back? Like, where did the lack of rhythm maybe?
I just don't think we was. We didn't get to a lot of our sets with the precision that we've been playing with. A lot of our shots were short also in the first half. A lot of our defensive miscues was kind of like it's more reaction. We was reacting to a lot of the things that they were doing, which allowed them to go up 9, I think, at halftime. So I think we was able to kind of be a little bit more proactive in the second half with everything offensively and defensively.
I think you and Luka were the only guys who shot free throws for you guys today, and there wasn't a whole lot of them. Do you think frustration with the officiating played any role in kind of the rhythm of the game from your group?
I don't know.